Very good afternoon, students. Today we are going to see management functions. So, first of that is team building, then controlling, and then directing. So, we will see one by one. Now, first we will see team building. Team building is a management technique used for improving the efficiency and performance of the work groups. Now, how the efficiency and performance will get improved? So, the performance and the efficiency will get improved through various activities. It involves a lot of skills, analysis, and observation for forming a strong and capable team. The whole sole motive here is to achieve the organization vision and objectives. Now, you must be wondering that how to build a great team. So, it's not that much easy job to build a great team. So, forming a great team requires a lot of skills and presence of mind. Now, usually some managers specialize in team building skills and they are hired by the companies on this parameter. The manager responsible for team building must be able to find out the strengths as well as weaknesses of the team members and also create the right mix of people with different skill sets. He must focus on developing strong interpersonal relations and trust among the team members. Okay, so the manager must encourage communication and interaction among the team members, as well as the manager must reduce stress with the help of various team building activities. Okay, so now we will see the team building process in detail. So this team building is not a one time act, it is a step by step process. Okay, and that aims at bringing a desirable change in the organization. So teams are usually formed for a particular task or for particular project. Okay, and are mostly for the short term. So we will see the various steps that are involved in team building process. Now the first step is identify the need for team building. The manager has first to analyze the requirement of a team for completing a particular task. It should find out the purpose of the work to be performed, required skills for the job, and its complexity before forming a team. Then second step is define objectives and required set of skills. So next comes the chalking down of the organizational objective and the skills need to fulfill it. Then third step is consider team roles. The manager considers the various aspects, that is the interactions among the individuals, then their roles and responsibilities, strengths and weaknesses, then composition and suitability of the possible team members. Then fourth one is determine a team building strategy. Now the manager has to understand the operational framework to ensure an effective team building. So a project manager must himself be assured of the objectives, roles, responsibilities, duration, then availability of resources, training, the flow of information, feedback, and building trust in the team. Then fifth one is develop a team of individuals. Now at this stage the individuals are collected to form what? To form a team together. So each member is made familiar with his roles and responsibilities within the team. Then sixth step is establish and communicate the rules. The project manager has to establish rules for his team. The rules regarding the reporting of team members, then meeting schedules, and decision making within the team are discussed. Then the individuals are encouraged to ask questions and give their views to develop open and healthy communication in the team. Then seventh step is identify individuals' strength. So, various team building exercises or activities are conducted to bring out the strengths of the individuals. Okay, so this helps in familiarizing the team members with each other's strengths as well as weaknesses. Okay, then eighth one is be a part of the team. That means at this point, the manager needs to get involved with the team as a member, okay, and not as a boss. So, making the individuals realize their importance in the team and treating each member equally is necessary. So, due to this, the team members should see their manager as their team leader, mentor, and role model, and not as a boss. The ninth step is monitor performance. So, the next step is checking the productivity and performance of the team as a whole. It involves finding out loopholes and the reasons for it. This step is necessary to improve the team's performance and productivity in the long run. Then, second last is schedule meetings. One of the most crucial steps is to hold purposeful meetings from time to time to discuss team performance, then task related problems, and discuss the future course of action. And the last step is dissolve the team. So, at last, the manager needs to evaluate the results and reward the individuals on their contribution and achievement. And finally, the team is dispersed on the fulfillment of the objective for which it was formed. Okay. So, there are some advantages and disadvantages of team building. Okay. So, first we will see the advantages of team building. So, the first advantage of the team building is identifying strengths and weaknesses. So, through team building exercises, the strengths and weaknesses of each member can be identified. Second, direct towards vision and mission. Team building activities define the role and importance of the team for the organization to reach its vision, and it makes the individuals understand the organization's goals, objectives, mission, and vision very clearly. Then, third one is develops communication and collaboration. So, the team building activities enhance the interpersonal relations among the team members, and it makes individuals comfortable and familiar with one another. Okay. Now, the next one is establishes roles and responsibilities. So, it defines and clarifies the role of each member of a team. Next one is initiates creative thinking and problem solving. So, in a team, individuals are motivated to give their views, opinions, and solutions to a particular problem, and it leads to brainstorming and exploring their creative side. Then next advantage is what? Builds trust and moral. So, by conducting team building activities, the organization makes the employees feel valued. Okay, it also encourages them to develop their skills and build strong interpersonal relations among the team members. Next one is it introduces and managers change. Okay, so the teaching of team building, the technique of team building makes it easier for the managers to incorporate an organizational change by making the individuals familiar with the change and its necessity. Now, the last one advantage is facilitates delegation. The managers find it more suitable to delegate the work to a team rather than an individual. So, therefore, the team building helps the managers to efficiently and adequately delegate the task to the team. And the last one advantage is what? Better productivity. Now, if the team is wisely formed and all the team members work collaboratively to achieve the objectives, then the productivity of all the individuals will get improved, and thus increasing the productivity of the team and hence the organization. Okay, so these are some advantages of team building. Now we will go for disadvantages of team building. Team building is not an easy task. Okay, so a high performance team can fulfill the organizational objectives. Okay, however, an inefficient team can lead to wastage of time as well as resources of the organization. So, therefore, we can say that there are multiple adverse effects of team building also. Okay, and we will see that adverse effect one by one. So, first one is develops a conflict. So, sometimes the team lacks coordination and understanding among its members, and this leads to conflict and clashes within the team. Okay, and hence decreases the efficiency and productivity. Then second one is unproductive or free ride team members. At times, some of the team members do not contribute much to team performance, and such individuals are considered to be free riding team members. Okay, so they prove to be inefficient and less productive for the team. Then next one is it may lead to non-cooperation. Here every individual is different from one another. Okay, so the team members sometimes lack cooperation and unity. Okay, and this non-cooperation among the team members leads to wastage of efforts. Then next one is difficult to evaluate individual performance. Now, whatever the result or the outcome the organization get by team building is the team's achievement or is a team's failure. So usually the organization overlooks the contribution of each member individually while rewarding the efforts of the whole team. Then next one is involves cost. This team building activities require time as well as money. Okay, so moreover a lot of time, cost and resources are consumed in ensuring coordination, then balance, decision making and conflict management within the team which was formed. Okay, and the last one is accountability and credibility issues. In case of failure, it becomes difficult to find out the reason, and the team members sometimes do take up the accountability of their work, holding the other members to be responsible for the unfavorable outcome. Okay, and in case of success, the team members get busy in taking up the credit themselves and ignoring the efforts of the whole team together. So these are the some disadvantages of the team building. Okay, now the second function is controlling. Okay, so the controlling, one of the most essential qualities required in a manager is that he should command the respect of his team. Okay, and this allows him to direct and control their actions. So the controlling is one of the important functions of a manager. Now, in order to seek planned result from the subordinates, a manager needs to exercise effective control over the activities of the subordinates. So, controlling also ensures that an organization's resources are being used effectively as well as efficiently for the achievement of predetermined goals. Also, the controlling is a goal-oriented function and it's a primary function of every manager. Okay, so the controlling the function of a manager is a pervasive function. Now, a good control system helps an organization in various ways. Okay, so we will see that ways one by one. First one is accomplishing organizational goals. So the controlling function is an accomplishment of measures that further makes progress towards the organizational goals. Okay, and it also brings to light the deviations and indicates corrective action. Therefore, it helps in guiding the organizational goals which can be achieved by performing a controlling function. Then second one is judging accuracy of standards. The efficient control system also helps in keeping careful and progress check on the changes. Okay, then third way is making efficient use of resources. Now, another important function of controlling is that in this, each activity is performed in such a manner so and in accordance with predetermined standards and norms. So it will ensure that the resources are used in the most effective and efficient manner for the further availability of resources for the next project. Okay, then fourth one is improving employee motivation. This is the another important function is that controlling help in accommodating a good control system which ensures that each employee knows well in advance what they expect, and therefore it helps in motivating and increasing their potential so to make them and help them to give better performance. Now the fifth one is ensuring order and discipline. Now controlling creates an atmosphere of order and discipline in the organization and which helps to minimize dishonest behavior. Okay, then the last one is facilitating coordination in action. So the last important function of controlling is that each department and employee is governed by such predetermined standards and goals, which are well versed and coordinated with one another. Okay. Now we will see the third important management function, that is directing. Directing is a management function through which the management instructs, guides, and inspires the employees by communicating with them. It also oversees the performance of the employees for the achievement of the predetermined goals. It is the function of leading the employees to perform efficiently. So, directing is a very important management function for every organization, and directing is an important link with the other management functions. So, this process of directing in the organization is not only limited to initial set of instructions, but it is a process which takes place on a continuous basis after it has started, and further this process takes place at all the levels of the management. So, directing function follows the hierarchy of the organization, which means it begins at the top management level and then travels downwards in the management hierarchy. Okay. So, the principles of directing. Now, directing is a complex function as it deals with what? As it deals with employees whose behavior is unpredictable. So, effective directing is an art which a manager can learn and perfect through practice. So, directing has the following principles which make the directing function effective in the organization. So, the first principle is what? Principle of leadership. So, it is nothing but the ability to lead effectively and is essential for the effective directing of the subordinates. Then, second one is principle of communication. So, a good system of communication between superior and his subordinates helps to improve mutual understanding. Then, the next principle is what? Principle of direct supervision. So, directing becomes more effective, but when there is a direct personal contact between the superior and his subordinates. Then next one is the principle of unity of command. Here a subordinate is to get orders and instruction only from one superior, and if he is made accountable to two superiors simultaneously, then there will be confusion, conflict, sometimes disorder and indiscipline in the organization. Therefore, every subordinate should be asked to report to only one manager. Okay. Now, as a function of management, directing is useful to the organization in various ways. Okay. Now we will see these ways one by one. First one, it guides and helps the subordinates to complete the given task properly and as per schedule. It is most important. Okay. Then next one is what? It provides the necessary motivation to subordinates to complete the work satisfactorily. Then it also helps to maintain discipline and to reward those who do well. Then directing involves supervision, which is essential to make sure that work is performed according to the orders and instructions. Okay. Then next one is different people perform different activities in the organization. So all the activities are interrelated, and in order to coordinate the activities carried out in different parts of the organization and to ensure that they are performed well. So for that, directing is very important, and it also helps to integrate the various activities and also helps in integrating the individual goals with the organizational goals. Okay, so the function of directing has got the following characteristics. First one is continuous activity. Directing is a continuous activity, that means it continues throughout the life of the organization. Then human factor. Directing function is related to what? Related to subordinates, and therefore it involves human factor. The next characteristic is creative activity. The function of directing helps in converting plans into performance, and without this function employees become inactive and physical resources are meaningless. Then last one is executive function. The function of directing is carried out by all managers and executives at all levels. So it is the function that runs from top to down in the organizational structure. Okay. So in this way we have covered the three management functions. So thank you all of you.